Hello again, this is ChannelOne TV. Now, Member of Parliament for Tamale South, Haruna Idrisu, petitioned the Speaker of Parliament to declare vacant some 4 seats because the members of Parliament either are choosing to contest the next election on the tickets of different political parties or as independent candidates. Now, the Speaker asked for 2 days to come up with a ruling. We're told that the Speaker is about to deliver his ruling currently. So we'll now take you straight to Parliament House for that ruling.
97(1)(g) and H operate to prevent what the old school refers to as cross-carpeting or carpet crossing, as witnessed in the early legislative councils and parliaments of the Gold Coast and the Republic of Ghana, respectively. Cross-carpeting is now part of what is referred to as defection or party switching, when a member of parliament who was elected on the ticket of one political party leaves that party to join another, or when an independent member of parliament joins a political party after being elected as an independent member, or a party member acts similarly. The concept of defection raises significant concerns about the integrity of political representation. When voters elect a candidate, they do so based not only on the individual's personal qualities, but also on the political party platform they represent. Party switching or defection, therefore, can be seen as a breach of the mandate and social contract between the member of parliament and the electorate, as it changes the political dynamics that the voters originally endorsed. The prohibition of defection, as reflected in Article 97(1)(g) and H, serves several critical purposes in maintaining the integrity of Parliament, parliamentarians, and protecting the trust and will of the people. The provisions of Article 97(1)(g) and H are designed to safeguard the principles of party loyalty, voter representation, and political stability. Defection is prohibited because it undermines the trust placed in members of parliament by their constituents and can lead to instability in parliament. These constitutional safeguards ensure that members of parliament remain accountable to both their parties and the electorate, and they prevent members of parliament from engaging in behavior that could amount to fraud or disruptive of the functioning of parliament. Honorable members, it has been suggested by some members that the provisions of Article 97(1)(g) and H, which address the vacating of a member of parliament seat due to defection, should be understood prospectively. That is, they should apply only to future parliaments and not to the term of office of parliament when the act occurs. While this argument may appear to offer a practical approach, it must be firmly dismissed as both untenable and inconsistent with the constitutional purpose of these provisions. One may ask, what is Article 97 purposed to do? The clear intent of Article 97(1)(g) and H, to my understanding, is to preserve party loyalty, engender trust, and protect the mandate of the voter and representation throughout the MP's term of office. These provisions are designed to prevent political instability, as I stated, opportunistic behavior, fraudulent representations, and disruption of parliamentary composition during the term of a parliament, by ensuring that members of parliament remain faithful to the mandate given to them by the electorate at the time of their election. To understand these provisions as only applying prospectively, meaning that they will take effect only in future parliaments, will nullify the purpose of Article 97. The provisions of Article 97 and the consideration are intended to address breaches of party loyalty and independent status as they occur during a term, ensuring that the House's composition remains consistent with the electoral outcomes. If Article 97(1)(g) and H were to apply only in future parliaments, it will render these provisions effectively superfluous. By the time the next parliament is constituted, any member of parliament who has defected or switched political allegiance during the current parliament will no longer be in violation of the provision. They will start the next term aligned with their new party or as an independent. There will exist no defection, and the violation will effectively be wiped clean at the start of the term of the succeeding parliament. If the understanding of the provisions was futuristic, members of parliament could freely switch parties or become independent during the term of a parliament and pretend to be representing the interests of the people who elected him or her or the party on whose platform he or she rode to parliament, while paying loyalty to a different party or group of people with no immediate consequences. This is precisely what Article 97(1)(g) and H are meant to prevent. The provisions exist to curb, as I stated, defection, as it happens, not to offer a free pass to members of parliament to change allegiance during their term and only face no consequences, even in future electoral cycles. Under Article 97 of the Constitution of Ghana, there are indeed different modes through which a member of parliament shall vacate his or her seat, and these can be broadly categorized into two groups. The A is the one that we refer to as automatic or procedural, and the B is a matter of determination of fact. Certain modes of vacating a seat happen automatically or procedurally, either through the direct operation of law or institutional processes. These are relatively straightforward and do not require external determination of facts. For example, the dissolution of parliament, the election as speaker, the expulsion for contempt, and resignation of a member of parliament. The second category deals with others where you require determination of facts. And those are the other provisions identified in Articles 97(1), C, E, and D. These involve more complex factual situations that are less clear-cut and may be subject to dispute, making them matters that likely require determination to ascertain whether a vacancy has occurred. Honorable members, it is important to note that the determination of whether a member of parliament has resigned from their political party or has joined another party is a matter of fact. In 2020, during the tenure of Right Honorable Professor Aaron Michael Quay as Speaker of Parliament, a notable instance occurred when the New Patriotic Party notified the Speaker that the Member of Parliament for Formina, Honorable Andrews Asiema Amwako, was no longer a member of the party. The MPP requested that the seat be declared vacant in accordance with Article 97(1) of the Constitution, citing that the Member of Parliament had filed to contest the upcoming elections as an independent candidate, which violated the party's constitution. In response to this request and notification, Right Honorable Professor Aaron Michael Quay proceeded to declare the seat vacant. However, I must emphasize that this ruling made by the previous speaker does not bind other speakers, including myself. It is important to point out that in the present matter before the House, the notice of poll is available at the Electoral Commission on all the 275 constituencies. I have duly taken note of the notice of the poll, and furthermore, no member in making comments to the statement made to the House by the minority leader denies these glaring and notorious facts. And so, what is my role in all this? Honorable members, it is important to point out that the Speaker is called upon by the standing orders of Parliament, particularly Order 18, to inform the House of the occurrence of a vacancy of the seat of a member under Clause 1B to E, G, and H of Article 97 of the Constitution. Accordingly, I proceed to inform the House that by the notification of the polls, the following members of Parliament have by their actions vacated their seats in Parliament. The members are Honorable Peter Yao Kwashi Aka, NDC MP for Amenfi Central in the Western Region, now referred to as an independent parliamentary candidate for the same constituency. 2, Honorable Andrew Amwako Asiama, independent member for Fomna constituency in Ashanti region, now referred to as MPP parliamentary candidate for the constituency. 3, Honorable Kojo Asante, MPP MP for Suhum in the Eastern region, now referred to as independent candidate for the same constituency. And finally, Honorable Cynthia Mamile Morrison, MPP MP for Aguna West constituency in the Central region, now referred to as independent candidate for the same constituency. These MPs cannot be allowed by law and my good self to continue to pretend to be representing people that they don't believe in and they don't have any loyalty for in this House any longer. The House is accordingly so informed. Honorable members, I thank you for your patience and attention. Honorable members, please. Honorable members, may we have some order in the House? Honorable members, this is my response to what happened 2 days ago. And I don't think this is subject to debate. It's a communication to the House, and by our standing orders, it's information I have to give you, and I've done so according to my understanding of the law. Please Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, with respect, I thank you for the opportunity to make comments on the communication you have just delivered to the House.
May you kindly refer to the standing orders that you are coming under.
Mr. Speaker, I do not come under any standing orders.
So you may resume your seat then.
Mr. Speaker, you are the father of this House. And Mr. Speaker, you have communicated to the House a position you've taken. It's been our practice that any time you have come out with a formal communication, you give opportunity to leadership to make a response. Mr. Speaker, if today you do not want me to talk, Mr. Speaker, that should be it. But Mr. Speaker, if you say that...
Honorable member, you got it wrong. It's not the practice of the House that any time I come with a formal communication, I allow members to make comments. That's not the practice of the House. It's never been the practice of any of the houses that I have been member from 1993 to date. I have not had that as any practice of the House. Some speakers, including myself, may entertain some comments from members, but it is not a practice of the House.
Mr. Speaker, if it pleases you, I would like to make some few comments on the matters you've raised, because, Mr. Speaker, these are very grave matters. The matters you've raised are not light matters. They are very grave matters that I would want to comment. And, Mr. Speaker,
so please, you want to seek my leave to make comments?
That is so, respectfully.
Now you agree it's not the practice,
Mr.
but
Speaker,
you are just seeking my leave.
Mr. Speaker, as it pleases you, with your leave. With your leave.
Well, yes, you may do so.
Mr. Speaker, thank you once again for the leave granted me to comment on your communication you just delivered. Mr. Speaker, you underscored your submissions with a very important point, that the matter that came before us has interpretation reliefs, and that you do not have the power to interpret the Constitution, and that your duty is to enforce. Mr. Speaker.
Honorable member, you are not listening to me.
Mr. Speaker, may I finish with respect?
All what you said are wrong, so I cannot continue to allow you to keep on misleading the House.
Mr. Speaker, please, if you think that this is your House and you didn't want us to talk, so be, Mr. Speaker, we should allow you to speak.
Honorable Majority Leader, you are addressing the Speaker.
Mr. Speaker, I need your protection. They must stop what they are doing.
I am in charge.
Mr. Speaker, then they may be quiet.
Please.
Mr. Speaker, with respect, in your ruling, my understanding was to the effect that your duty is not to interpret the Constitution. My understanding was to the effect that your duty is not to interpret the Constitution. But, Mr. Speaker, it is important for me to emphasize one more time that when the statement was made by my respected colleague, Dr. Kesil Atufosin, I did draw the attention of the House, including your good self, to the fact that the matter being a very grave matter, I have taken it upon myself to seek the court's interpretation of the matter. Mr. Speaker, indeed. Mr. Speaker, I think
Honorable
I deserve
members,
some respect.
please,
Mr. Speaker,
let's listen
I think
to
I
each
deserve
other.
some respect.
Let's listen to each other.
No,
please.
I think it is only fair.
Honorable Majority Leader, please address me. I'm taking care of that. Please,
Mr.
let's
Speaker,
listen to each other.
I did indicate that I have filed a process at the Supreme Court. And indeed, Mr. Speaker, the bailiff of the court had attempted to serve the process on the Director of Legal Affairs, and the Director of Legal Affairs and the entire legal directorate refused service because, according to them, there was a circular stating that they can only be served on Mondays. I saw the circular myself. Subsequent to that, I explained, hearing the intention of Mr. Speaker to come to a determination in one way or the other, that directed service, which is within my rights. Mr. Speaker, yesterday, Parliament was duly served.
Honorable member, please, I didn't want to interrupt you, but you are the majority leader and the leader of this house. As at the time you were directing service yourself, you took the trouble of coming to Parliament with two persons who are alleged to be bailiffs and went to the legal office to yourself, directing officials of the legal office to receive the service. You are a member of Parliament. I am the Speaker. It is my duty to protect your privileges and immunities. In doing so, I had a discussion with the Chief Justice, and we came to an understanding that in the meantime, the Chief Justice issued a directive as to how service of members of Parliament, some officers of Parliament, and the Speaker could be effected. I communicated this to the House and discussed it with you, the leaders. We said that as we go along, we will together, Parliament and the judiciary, particularly led by the Supreme Court, come out with a legislation on this issue of privileges and immunities of Parliament, members of Parliament, and specified officials of Parliament. We discussed this. Based on this discussion, the Chief Justice issued a directive to all registries of courts in the country. And it is stated clearly there that the Speaker can be served on Mondays during working hours. There were reasons why we came to those agreements. You are aware of it. Yet you kept on insisting that service be effected whilst the Speaker was presiding over the proceedings of the House. You, as leader of the House, as majority leader, you are saying that this was service because you threw the court processes on the table and walked away? Is that how you effect service? Please, to quote the common parlance, don't go there.
With respect, for the past 12 years, I have accorded you every respect, and I'll continue to do that no matter. Mr. Speaker, the facts you put out are not true. Mr. Speaker, these are credibility issues, so I will respond for the record. Mr. Speaker, somebody has told you something. Mr. Speaker, you reserve the right to be there to make your point. Let me make my point too. Mr. Speaker, no way. Mr. Speaker, no way. Mr. Speaker, whoever told you Mr. Speaker, whoever told you that I threw a paper at somebody, this has to do with my credibility. I will not allow hands.
Honorable member, you don't listen at all.
Mr. Speaker, I do.
I never said
Mr.
you.
Speaker, you said
I never said you threw a paper at anybody.
Mr. Speaker.
I
Mr.
never
Speaker,
said that.
that's exactly what you said. Let the answer check it. Mr. Speaker, that is what you said.
You are being carried away by your
Mr.
anger.
Speaker,
You are not listening.
Mr. Speaker, I'm not angry at all.
Honorable member.
Mr. Speaker, I'm not angry.
I said the court process was thrown on the table in the office. I never stated it was thrown by you at any person.
Mr. Speaker, you said I allegedly said some bailiffs. Alleged bailiffs.
No.
Mr. Speaker, then clarify.
Please.
Mr. Speaker, with respect,
Listen to me.
Mr. Speaker, I'm listening.
Honorable Majority Leader, I don't want to proceed to make some orders. Please, resume your seat. I'm very serious about that.
Mr. Speaker.
Please, resume your seat. Honorable member, your
Coming events cast their shadows. We have Parliament now, elect with the executive.
Honorable members, please kindly resume your seat. Minority Leader.
Right, Honorable Speaker. The Speaker, first, let me start by expressing our profound gratitude for your erudite ruling on this very important matter of national interest. The Speaker, you have indeed done what is right for the people of Ghana by sticking to the tenet of Ghana's constitution, our standing order, and time-tested precedent being a case law for this House. The Speaker, permit me to congratulate the NDC Majority Caucus for standing firm from day one, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable member, just a moment. I can see a cluster of some members at one corner of the chamber. Please, honorable members, either you or you move out of the chamber of Parliament. Please, honorable members, can you hear me? Please, Marshal, kindly perform your duty. Honorable Minority Leader, you may now go on.
Mr. Speaker, as I said, permit me to congratulate the NDC Majority Caucus. Mr. Speaker, from day one, we have not reneged on our responsibilities to work for the people of Ghana. Today is the beginning of the process to reset Ghana. Mr. Speaker, our country has gone through a lot. We have always made our point, but unfortunately, we've not been able to succeed because we were not having the working majority. But now, we have the working majority. Right, Honorable Speaker, beginning the next parliamentary sitting, we'll begin the process to take over as the majority caucus of this parliament. And we thank you for the opportunity. Mr. Speaker, we have taken note of the fact that our colleagues, the minority caucus, the new minority caucus have just walked out. But that will not stop us from doing what is right for the people of Ghana. We will do what is right. But their conduct exactly reflects the work of a minority caucus. Mr. Speaker, we thank you very much for this ruling. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable members. Yes, Chief Whip.
Mr. Speaker, unless you have any further information, I will move for the House to be adjourned till Tuesday next week, Mr. Speaker. I so move.
Honorable members, at least we will need to take the correction of votes and proceedings and official reports. We need to take that. Honorable members, item 5 on the order paper, correction of votes and proceedings and official reports. We will start with the correction of votes and proceedings of Wednesday, 16th October 2024. Page 1. Page 2. Page 3. Page 4. Page 5. Page 6. Page 7. Page 8. Page 9. Page 10. Page 11. Page 12. Page 13. Page 14. Page 14.
Speaker, that is so.
Yes, please.
Speaker, page 14, item number 26. We agreed to a number of clauses. So it was clauses 161 to 168. Agreed to. Was a number of clauses that we considered. the way it's captured is as if it's only one clause that was agreed to, but it's a group of clauses. Mr. Speaker, I recall this very well. Thank you very much.
Table office, kindly take note. Page 15. Yes, honorable member.
Mr. Speaker, still the same page 14. Right Honorable Speaker directed the draft person to redraft the provisions. Now, if you look at 26, clause 161 to 168, agreed to. 27, clause 169, agreed to. Now, following it, are we to assume that you are referring to clause 169 with what the Speaker gave that directive? Thank you.
Well, you're welcome back from Parliament. This is ChannelOne TV. The Speaker, Alban Bagbin, has made his ruling on Haruna Idris's petition. Now, per this ruling, Cynthia Morrison and Kwadwo Asante, both NPP MPs, cannot hold themselves as representatives of Aguna West and Suhum constituencies, respectively, because they have filed with the Electoral Commission to contest the next election as independent candidates. Also, the second Deputy Speaker, Andre Siama Amuako's Fomena seat has been declared vacant because he came into Parliament as an independent but is chosen to contest the next election on the ticket of the NPP. Now, in a similar vein, the Amenfi Central MP, Peter Kwache Akwa, is no more MP for Amenfi Central due to this ruling by the Speaker. Interesting days ahead in Parliament. Do stay with us here on ChannelOne TV, the Election Bureau. As this story unfolds, we'll bring you all the updates. My name is Charles Osukumi. Thank you for watching.